Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Pyre Community RITE Night, which means of course some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then look no further, because you can join the RITE Club by clicking on that link right there. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat? You click on that, you'll find all the various requests you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players, exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode, and let me know if there's anyone who would like to get us started today, as I will jump into said Discord group. Alright. I'm good to go. How's everybody doing? Last week we had a bit of a shorter RITE night since it was Easter, so I think a lot of people were busy with that, understandably so, but looking to get back into things today. It looks like Core is available to get us started. Let me send you an invite then, Core. And do we have anybody who would like to face off against Core here? Oh, let me unplug my controller. And of course, we can start fielding requests for our first match, although may prefer to see who we have in for this one before we start doing any of that stuff. Edgy Shrek, what's up? Thanks for the follow, by the way. See, you did that just before we started out the stream. Do you have to purchase a request twice to apply to both players? No. Just one is good for both players. Just one is good for both players. Don't worry about that. Okay, Phaler will hop in, and we do have what looks to be an Exiles request coming in from Edgy Shrek. Let me get Phaler in here, and then we'll take a look at what that request turns out to be. Oh! Okay, well, coming in hot with the first request. It is a classic, I suppose. That is one way to get us started. First request is immediately what is quite literally a game-breaking request. Coming in and making a statement. On one hand, you do have to respect it. On the other hand, we will need to have both players take one of the cursed talismans to prevent them from placing a sapling from one of the saps, because otherwise, we will quite literally destroy Pyre. Okay, and we do have a song request for certain plan. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Taylor, what's up?
What up, buddy?
Nothing much. How are you?
Good to see you guys. We have also a request for the smallest arena, which... Is it the Book of Rites? Is it the Glade? Glade is also quite small. Pit of Malith is pretty small as well. I'm actually not entirely sure. The shape is, of course, a little bit different, depending on which one of those you choose, but... Book is the smallest, Denor says. Okay. Book or Pit. Yeah, the Glade is... Although the distance from one Pyre to the next is quite short, it's surprisingly wide. So if you factor that in, that might make the Glade a little bit bigger than those other two. Okay, so let's see. We have the certain plan. We have the smallest arena. We have the request for all saps. Yes, so let's see. It looks like we have Phaler is player 1 here, I take this to mean.
Yes.
We have Core as player 2. Then we have the Fate, and we have the Pyre Hearts. Okay, so yes, we will need to take one cursed talisman apiece in order to not immediately destroy Pyre. But what better way to get things started than to go with an immediate triple sap on each side?
Hey, Taylor,
Greetings, exiles.
do you want a gentleman's and say no tier 3 mastery?
You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Let us
Taylor?
see which one of you is more deserving.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
The Fate stand prepared. Pyre heart stand prepared.
You know, yeah, sure. I don't want this to last for a
Who shall
billion years.
conduct this rite?
I mean, I don't think it would regardless, but because I think I don't think it's like it was, you know, way back in the boat, right, when it was literally 50-minute long, right?
Yeah, once upon a time, this was the recipe if we were trying to set the record for longest rite, but back then, the offensive sap strats were generally less developed. Nowadays, people have spent a lot more time experimenting with how to generate offense from the saps, and one of those ways is the saps do naturally have the longest throwing range, although the throw is slow, but as we just saw there from Phaler, taking the extra throwing speed can turn the saps into quite a significant throwing threat. But then again, of course, defensively, the saps have large auras themselves and can create a sapling with another aura of a decent size, so if you factor in all of those sap and all those sapling auras added together, then, especially in a small arena such as this, a very large
Hang on,
percentage of the
you
arena can be
can't
covered.
have the sapling, remember?
Yeah, we had to take a claw. Yeah.
No, I'm saying no tier 3 masters.
Oh yeah, no.
It'll have to be at least one.
Oh, yeah, I see what Phaler's saying. If you combine the fact that neither of you want to take the full rekindling,
Okay.
then that
Well,
means
we could just not take it, but okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because we can't have this one. That's right. Okay.
We're going with the nutrition stick on Volfred. So we have some throwing, we have some extra mobility. Banishing Throws is the final choice on Phaler's Manly. Now, Core with his final selection, of course, we know it's going to be a sap, and he has yet to take the Black Claw. So here we go. Buckle in. Hope you grabbed something to drink, something to eat, because although this might not be quite as long as the triple sap matches once upon a time, it is perhaps still going to be a bit of a marathon here. But Core does get us started with the 25 damage throw. As we were saying, that is perhaps the most threatening way to move in with those saps, as he gets another one off there. As when they are not moving into throwing range, they will be spending a lot of time maneuvering around, setting those saplings, trying to put themselves into scoring positions, although Core was able to get rid of all of Phaler's exiles on that occasion, buying himself a little bit more time to progress forward, which does take a while with the saps, but if given a large enough window, as we saw there, it is possible to get those saps in, and already, Core with enough damage to trigger Phaler's rekindling here. We do see the second life bar, and as the players were both saying, they were agreeing not to take the maximum rekindling, at least not on all of their saps, so as to reduce the length of this match. But perhaps it may not be as necessary as it once was, as this is proving to be a little bit faster paced than sap matches that we used to see a long time ago. As now it's Phaler throwing this one in for 25. Both players trying to control the center of the arena, and, well, both players, well, not quite able to do so. Although Phaler is able to banish all of Kor's exiles, and although that isn't his fast-throwing sap, did have enough time to still charge up a full power 25 damage throw.
Seem to be falling behind. How sad for Larry.
Phaler in possession here. But now Kor wins it back, has the mobility with the nutrition stick. Doesn't have the throwing speed there, so has to cut that one a little bit short. It's just 14. Those exploding saplings, I think, are also a big difference relative to previous sap matches. That's a relatively new development we've seen. Players really taking advantage of those exploding saps, or saplings. It's a more aggressive, faster-paced way to play, which is perhaps one of the reasons why this match is moving more quickly than the old triple sap matches. As soon as I saw Kor retreating to the corner, I knew. I knew he was up to something.
Poor exile.
Orb remains unclaimed, at least until Phaler scoops it back up here. Has the banishing throws, does banish one with that throw. Has the orb relatively close to Kor's Pyre, but Kor then banishes all of Phaler's exiles. So he looks for the counterattack. That is his quick throwing sap. So he is able to get off a 25 damage throw there without too much trouble. Phaler looking for a window. Didn't quite have one there, though. Now suddenly all of Kor's exiles down. Phaler, it's not a quick throwing sap. Oh, it's the banishing throws sap. Got rid of one of the defenders, but of course Phaler would have preferred for that one to have gone in. Can he still make that happen, though? Kor building a wall here. Lots of auras, although Phaler gets rid of a whole bunch of those auras here. Suddenly finds himself right next to Kor's Pyre.
The orb flies true. The fate seems to want their freedom more.
Or the exploding saplings once again. This time it's Kor taking the best advantage of those exploding saplings, and with 25 damage on that throw, remember, Phaler has already used his rekindling. So that means one score, very likely all that Kor would need here. And Phaler is defenseless, so this could be the deciding play. And there it is.
The Pyre Hearts prevail.
GG.
Their adversaries came ever so close.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, so how's that for a warm-up, huh?
Until the next rite.
I need to practice Zap Tech. It's so rusty.
Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we'll just head back to our default settings. Leave it up to the players to take whatever they'd like, but up to you if there is anything you would like to see. Wisty says we are headed to the boat. Anything else to go along with that? Or is the boat enough? Just that? At least from Wisty. Okay. And Anor comes in and turns Customize off. Alright, so that means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just gonna get thrown straight into the action, and maximum chaos indeed. Alright then, let's do it. Let's see what the players end up with. We know it's the boat. For Phaler, it's one demon, one sap, and one nomad. For Core, it's 1 demon, 1 worm, and 1 harp. All the demons are normal demons, no Orlek here. But as Thaler just demonstrated, normal demon, special demon, doesn't matter. What does matter is the boat magic. As Core demonstrates here as well, 30 damage for both players.
Shall the Pyre Hearts now further their advantage?
So Core actually had extra starting Pyre life, presumably from the talisman. Black Claw on Manly for Phaler, I believe, is who had that, so he cannot cast. Bit of a recurring theme from the previous match, as Core throws that one in for 15 from his worm. Phaler back in possession and rides that boat magic in. Not quite directly, but certainly helped him out to get that 30 damage demon plunge. Does mean Jody is now gone for this round, though. Shoulder smash from Snadra, though. Does get rid of one of Core's exiles. Snadra using a little bit of the boat magic, but it was not enough to avoid Zoxiana's cast. Here is Zoxiana. Oh, and Black Heart. So Cursed Talisman for both players, and for Core, it's his demon, Vizpaleth. Not sure Core's going to be able to get the same kind of boat magic when the demon is in its Howler form.
Now to the flame.
Core switches into the Howler and gets the 30 damage plunge. He's done it. Follows that one up with a 13 damage throw from his worm. And now 1 score, presumably, all that Core would need, and this might be it, except Phaler does have a sap and does have 10 rekindling, so he's still holding on here. Phaler with Jody. Jody blocked, but banishes 1 defender, banishes the 2nd defender. That means time for Jody for an uncontested 30 damage throw. So Phaler's certainly not out of this. But he does lose Jodariel here, cannot cast with his sap, but well shielded there. That leaves just Snadra back defensively, at least until Jody makes her return. Throw is short from Core. Here comes Jody, trying to take advantage of the boat magic. Doesn't quite get the lift she was looking for to take off. Core, however, trying to do the same on his end. Not quite. Phaler avoids 1 defender. Links past the 2nd and in for a sap plunge. And suddenly, either player with just 1 score could finish this. Though in Phaler's case, he is without his sap, so he is at a disadvantage in terms of number of exiles. And especially right now, he is defenseless, although has a Typhoon Bottle, will slow Core down. Buys Phaler enough time to get Snadra back. Core does have Celestial Spike. That's not enough to stop Jodariel from getting the banishment. Jody, she goes down, but Snadra returns. But Core with the throw
And it is done.
finishes the job.
The Pyre Hearts prevail.
GG.
Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked.
Well played, you two.
The rite is ended.
And you love to see how, even with the customize off, we still got the demons, we still got a sufficient amount of boat magic.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, of course, we'll just have the players take whatever they'd like. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so of course, unless anyone has anything in particular in mind, perhaps we will do just that and let the players go with whatever they'd like here. So let's do it.
The fate shall now face the Pyre Hearts. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so no requests from chat. Up to the players to go in whatever direction they'd like to go in here. relatively neutral arena, the Ridge of Gold, so unlikely to be a huge factor in their team selection here. This is the first match of the day in which the players have the choice of whatever setup they'd like, after having a guaranteed full sap setup for the first match and then customize off for the second.
Choose someone.
So Phaler begins with Prayer Beads on Pamitha. Which Core answers with a power casting, shoulder smashing Snadra. Phaler now with a Webbed Lanthorn Super Portal Raji. Whereas Core instead going offensive with the setup on Messenger Imp. That looked like a Barker Eternal to me. No Core. Kalamar's Anklet does not work on Volfred. I'm afraid he cannot use that. I'm not even sure conceptually how that would work with his cast, even if he were allowed to equip that talisman. But I believe he took the maximum rekindling on Volfred there, so we will see a large second life bar from Core. As we get things started here with a series of banishments. Remember, Messenger Imp is speedy and has the extra damage, so Core is looking to press offensively with that Messenger Imp. It does set a portal up right on top of Phaler's Pyre, so if Core gets the orb back, he has what is more or less an automatic score. And there it is. So it was 25 damage, as we were just saying, coming from Messenger Imp. Took the extra damage from the Mastery, but it means without Prayer Beads, Core now no longer has Messenger Imp. Snadra, with the assistance of a Sap Shield, almost was able to make something work there, but Phaler back in possession, and has an opening here to plunge in for 20 with Pamitha. I believe she had Prayer Beads, so she is back. Here she is, only to quickly get banished, and Snadra banishes the entirety of the opposing team, but there is Barker Eternal, doing what he does best, and that is come back instantly, and comes up with a couple of saves there. Ooh, Phaler almost finds a way to work around the defense. The Core had a portal very close to Phaler's Pyre, uses it with Snadra, and that facilitates getting a 20 damage plunge from her, though she is now out for this round. That time it was Messenger Imp who got the Sap Shield, but that wasn't enough to get him in. So now it's up to Volfred. Can he get the job done by himself? Not on this occasion. There is still a portal very close, and now directly on top of Phaler's Pyre, but everyone is gone. On Core's side does activate that Typhoon Bottle, slowing Phaler down. But Phaler, once he is able to jump, fly, and sprint again, does find his way through with Pamitha. Pamitha back in possession here. She's banished though. Snadra hanging out relatively close to Phaler's Pyre, and now Snadra banishing the last defender. Barker does come back quickly, but not quickly enough to stop Snadra, who not only plunges for 20, but also, I believe, had 10 leech as well. So a net 30-point play, but now everyone gone on Core's side, and the Typhoon Bottle might slow Phaler down, but it doesn't slow him down enough, as he is still able to plunge for 20 there, and the plunge is not an issue, because he had it on his Prayer Beads Exile. So no real downside to that play on Phaler's end. Core with the shield. That's not enough to stop Snadra from getting banished, and down goes Volfred as well. That leaves just Messenger Imp. No portal for him to use yet, so he's going to have to go the old-fashioned way, and he is able to make it through. Plunging for 25, and that means one score, potentially all that Core would need here. Barker. Ooh, the shield deflects Barker's cast back at him. Snadra with the shield as well. And Core takes the win.
The Pyre hearts prevail.
Good game.
GG.
As though the scribes themselves stood by their side.
Well played, you two.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Alright, let's head on back and let us know if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. It sounds like Honor has something in mind here. She's requesting exiles. We'll see what exactly the plan is. She goes Arena as well. It's Pit and it's Triple Savage. Okay, certainly some potential here for some funky business. All talismans for throwing. You'll love to see it. Alright, well that covers just about everything outside of, I suppose, a song, if anyone would like to do that. It's all savages, it's at the pit, all throwing talismans. Technically there are 4 of them, right? So there is actually a little bit of room for creativity there, depending on what the player's preferences are. It's not 100% locked in. Moon Touched is the song. There we go.
The fate shall confront the Pyre hearts. Welcome.
Alright, so we know it's all savages.
Who shall conduct the rites?
Bonus style points if you throw it off the wall. Perhaps didn't need to be said. But in case anyone was wondering, yes, that is even better in that case. Speaking of style, it's Gareth. Both players leading off with their quick throwing talismans. I think that was the most obvious selection. As I said, there technically are 4 throwing talismans. I don't think anyone would have expected to drop the quick throwing one. The other 3, perhaps you could make a case for dropping any of them. Phaler goes for the extra throwing damage on the stowaway. That's the talisman that I think oftentimes perhaps people forget about. What with it hiding on the second page, but it is certainly still an option. Both players going for it here, so now the question is, do they take the banishing throws or do they take the throwing distance with their final talisman selection? Those are their options. And in Phaler's case, he goes for the banishing throws. We'll see if Core chooses to go in the same direction here, or if he prefers the throwing distance. Core also goes for the Vanishing Throw, so both players dropping the Throwing Distance Talisman, the Sling Bullet. As here's Gareth,
Dousing.
getting us started with 20 damage here, coming from the throw. And he does it again. That is the power of those quick throwing talismans. Saw both players lock that in with their first exile, and Phaler demonstrating here why that is so powerful. Gareth this time, however, is slowed down. Core with the stowaway, unable to get the throw off. Series of banishments, and suddenly Phaler is defenseless. And there is the extra throwing damage. Core has time for the full 28. But Phaler, back at it with Gareth, and with that 20 damage, drops Core down to 20 Pyre life. So one more of those, all that Phaler needs. Will it be Gareth here? Yes, it will.
The fate prevailed.
Good game.
GG.
And what a crushing victory it was. The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
If any of the Europe people are particularly itching to get in, I can maybe hop out after one and then maybe come back later if no one is in.
And let us know if anyone would like to get in. Core offering to swap out.
Or anyone, doesn't have to be Europe people. Maybe after one or two.
Let us know also, not only if you want to get in, but if there's anything you'd like to see between Phaler and Core for the next one, as it sounds like at least for one more match we'll have this matchup, if not a few more after that. Not seeing anything at the moment, though, so it's looking like this may go back to being up to the players to go in whatever direction they'd like.
The fate.
And this time we're at Phaler's home arena, the Spring.
Welcome.
We'll see how the home crowd fuels him
Who shall
here.
Conduct the rites.
As he'll go with a Speedy Bertrude as his lead. Core will go with Leech on Gilman. Phaler goes Web Lanthorn Super Portal Raji. Speedy Ignarius on Core's end there.
Re-put the rock in, I think it'll update. There you go.
Phaler also going Ignarius, but he takes Titan Tooth instead for the stuns whenever he jumps into someone. Then an exploding deluge is the final choice for Core. Alright, here we go, and Bertrude quickly taken out as Core quickly plunges for 15 damage with his worm. But did not have prayer beads on Gilman, so he's gone, and that means a little more space for Phaler to maneuver. And helps him get in for 30. The damage with a plunge from Bertrude there. But she did not have prayer beads, so she's now gone for this round. Phaler did stun with Titan Tooth. Gave him a little bit more time to plunge for 30, this time with Ignarius. But now no Ignarius in this round. At least on Phaler's end. Here is Ignarius on Core's end. He has the extra speed, but has to cut that throw slightly short. It's 26 out of 30 damage on that occasion. Phaler retrieves it with Bertrude. Jump is a little bit off target though. Bertrude then banished. And Core, with Seize Chance active, able to get up to 21 damage on that worm throw. Bertrude back at it, this time back in for 30.
A show of strength from the Pyre-hot foe.
Core blocked and banished. Now Phaler's Iggy was trying to jump into the defenders to activate that Titan Tooth, but Core didn't take the bait, and Core now is the one plunging for 15 with his worm. Now means he's without Deluge, though. His other worm now, Gilman in possession, passing it back to Ignarius, now finding himself all by himself. That brings back Gilman when Iggy goes down, but after Gilman goes down, Core is truly defenseless, and that means time for Phaler's Iggy to throw it in for 30. And that drops Core down to 15. Oh, and Phaler had the Crone Salute up his sleeve to set up the winning plunge.
Good game.
Their fire burns whilst that of their adversaries is but ash.
GG.
The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let us know if anyone else wants to get in. As we were saying before, Core was volunteering to swap out. Otherwise, if there is anything request-wise you'd like to see, happy to make that happen. Is it worth playing here if you've never done multiplayer before, or would you get bodied so hard you practically couldn't even play? Well, let me put it this way. The people who currently are playing have done a lot of multiplayer Pyre, and there definitely is a significant amount that people learn from playing against other people, because just the way that a person plays compared to the way that the CPUs play is quite different. But usually what we find is that while at first people who are new to doing multiplayer Pyre are having some trouble picking up some of the nuances of, well, hold on, suddenly this feels like a totally different game. I'm playing against a person instead of playing against a CPU. The rate at which people learn is very fast. So you see a lot of times people who might come in the first few matches might be struggling a bit, but then they come back later and suddenly they have an idea for, okay, this is how I want to approach setting up my team. This is what I expect my opponent to do, and once you have that in the back of your mind, much easier to compete against fellow people rather than just the CPUs.
Yeah, absolutely. Like 100% what Liz is saying here. Like, you learn fast. It's a completely different game than it is in single player, and definitely jump in. Just like hop in, do it, get destroyed, but you'll learn. It's just like when you lose that first match in the campaign, you know what I mean? You get the valuable lesson that ups your XP just as much as winning would have. So I would say I'm gonna hop out as well to get other people in. Jump in, dare you.
And a lot of it is just figuring out, in some cases, as Phaler was just saying, totally different game between single player and multiplayer. There are some combinations that just might have never occurred to you. Like, take, for example, a lot of the salutes. There have definitely been many people who have said when they first show up in one of these RITE nights and say, well, what is the use of these salutes? It feels like I never need to use them in the campaign. Why even bother? And in some cases, it requires, investing extra points, extra masteries into those types of skills, and just doesn't feel worth it. Well, in many cases, with a lot of practice and planning out how best to use those salutes, there are absolutely use cases for them. So that's, I think, maybe one of the best examples of one of the differences between single player and multiplayer is the salutes do, in many cases at least, have legitimate use cases, and then there are some talismans that you might not have thought of how to use them, or might not have ever had reason to use them in the campaign, but then turns out in multiplayer they are quite useful, or at least have a niche, where in some circumstances they can be quite helpful. Yeah, some of them, with practice, can prove to be team-defining, some of those salutes. But in many cases, they require some specific planning and strategery, so they are usually not the most intuitive of skills, which is why, totally understandable, that a lot of people might not be thinking about them all that much, at least not in the campaign, but then once you see some of the other people in multiplayer using those salutes and you see, oh wait, that's why using the harp salute to switch places with your closest exile is helpful. Because at first you might say, well, that doesn't seem like it's really going to do anything. Why would I ever need to bother to do that? But yes, if you are interested in getting in, my Steam friend code is pinned in the Black Wagon channel of the RITE Club. So if you use that, you can send me a friend request, and then I can get you in here. But let's see.
I love the other pinned message in the Black Wagon.
The other pinned messages? Let's maybe not talk about them. There are some that are perhaps... There's one that's totally wholesome, and you should totally check out the Pyre tabletop that we developed. But other than that, maybe some cursed things. So maybe don't pay too much mind to those. But let me get the invite for Wisty here. Some of those pinned messages that perhaps best if we just don't bring those up. But the friend code is there. The friend code is pinned. That one is important. Alright, let me just see if you have sent me said Steam friend request. Let's see. At the moment, I don't think I'm seeing it. Let me check. Oh, wait, hold on, I might. Yes, I do see it. There we go. Okay. Copy pasta should be... that might be one of the ones that I was referring to. Okay, let me get us back here. Oh! That sounded like Wisty might have dropped there.
Nah, that was me.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Making room.
Okay. So let me get you in here. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. All right. And Edgy Shrek? Shrek? What's the preferred name that we ought to refer to you by? And do you have a preferred triumvirate? As Wisty and Edgy Shrek, could one of you just confirm who's player 1, who's player 2?
I'm player 2 and I'm Chastity, although right now it has me down as keyboard mouse.
Okay. I'm taking this to mean, well, I can double check on Steam Remote Play, but okay. Doesn't look like Edgy Shrek has a controller plugged in, so I take that to mean, Edgy Shrek, you are looking to play on keyboard mouse. Now you should be able to move your cursor around and what have you. There you go. Alright, so yeah, let me know if you have a preferred team. We can set you up with that. In the meantime, I will start setting up your names and sigils. And tab out for a second here. Yes, I'll give you, just give me 1 minute here to start typing in your names. And then we can take a look at controls, make sure you have what you want there. Okay, so let's see. Wisty is going Chastity. And Shrek, did you have a preferred triumvirate? You wanted to stick with the Fate? Beyonders? Okay, gotcha. Take you off the Fate. Put you on the Beyonders. There we go. Okay, and let's just take a look here. Mouse button 5? Oh man. We got a gamer. All set? I think stop moving didn't have something, which I don't know if you're realistically going to use, but... Okay, nice. Alright. So we have Shrek, we have Wisty in here. Let us know if we have any requests for this one, but this will be Edgy Shrek's first match in a RITE NITE, so welcome to the RITE
Did someone turn
Club.
talismans off?
Oh, I don't think that was intended. Good catch. Alright, why don't we get this one started then? We'll just leave it up to you two to take whatever you want here.
The Beyonders
Sounds like we're at the
shall
book.
confront the Chastity. Welcome.
So, Shrek, in case you didn't notice, we do have some mods here. We've added additional exiles in, I suppose you probably did see in our first match, but it is possible to take 3 of a given class. Any class has at least 3 exiles in it. So if, for example, you want to go all savages, that is possible. As Shrek went with the stowaway first.
I cannot move my controller.
Ooh, let me investigate. Let's see. It says you're player 3. Let's move you to player 4. Does that help?
No.
Let's move you to player... I mean, we could try moving you to player 2, but why would player 2 ever equate to player 2 in-game? You know?
That also did not work.
Let's try player 1. Because perhaps player 1 is actually player 2.
Well,
Nope. Let me try unplugging and plugging it back in.
Okay,
See if
the
it's
other
still
thing
going
I'd
on.
say is maybe try pausing, because sometimes, for some reason, pausing is the only thing you can do initially, and then once you do, it's fine.
Oh my god, that works.
There you go!
Okay, thank you.
Steam Remote Play for you! Wisty is going for the auto-passing Gilman in the first spot, which is the correct selection, I might note, both with the talisman and with placement. So, I'm keeping an eye on Wisty's setup here. We saw Shrek lead off with the stowaway. Now going with a Typhoon Bottle Manly.
I had to do the pause thing again.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. It should only be necessary every time it switches back over to you to select your team. But it should be fine once the actual rite starts up. At least based on prior incidents of this same thing happening. Wisty goes Prayer Beads on Bertrude as the second selection. Shrek goes Prayer Beads Pamitha with the final choice.
Every once in a while, it like resets my cursor to the center of the screen. Is that...
I don't know what to make of that. That is a little bit odd. Alright, Wisty will go with the Titan Tooth on Zoxiana. And here we go. First match.
Yeah,
for...
I can't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait.
Are you both the Beyonders? Perhaps?
We are both controlling player one.
Okay. Perhaps it is best if we don't have Wisty on player one on Steam Remote Play. This may have been something we could have predicted could happen. Alright, let's try this. This is player 3.
Yeah.
Of course, player 3 is player 2, as is often the case. Alright, well, Shrek getting off to a quick start here, throwing it in for 20 with the stowaway. Teleports to the orb, but banished. Pamitha. Banished as well, Wisty. Able to plunge for 30. And I believe had prayer beads on Bertrude, yes. So Bertrude is back. Here she is. Bertrude, however, banished on this occasion. And now just Gilman back, and now everyone down on Wisty's side. So opportunity here for Pamitha. Shrek plunging with her. Stowaway teleports. Retrieves the orb, passes it back to Manly. Manly over to Pamitha. Pamitha blocks and stunned with the Titan Tooth. That gives a little bit more time for Bertrude to find her way in for a 30 damage plunge.
Shall the chastity press their luck, perhaps?
Zoxiana sidesteps the cast. Can't quite find her way in, but got awfully close. And a triple banishment. The Typhoon Bottle activates, slowing down Gilman, but Gilman is the fastest exile with the Typhoon Bottle active, so if there is such a thing as a Typhoon Bottle counter, it is Gilman. Everyone down once again on Shrek's side, but Typhoon Bottle now slows down Wisty, and with no Gilman, Wisty is slower, and this time has to settle for just a 23 damage Crone throw. That means Shrek is still holding on with 2 Pyre life here. And does, of course, have a sap. Can't recall how much rekindling there might be, but I think it might be significant, because it's not Numbing Gust that's slowing down Wisty, it's the Typhoon Bottle. So yes, it is maximum rekindling, the full 50. Wisty with Bertrude. Bertrude unable to pass in time, but does get Gilman quickly returning, but he's banished. And just quick enough with the stowaway throw to sneak that one in for 20. Saxiana tries to harp push her way through and does, at least initially, but on the second attempt, does end up going down. Pamitha blocked. Gets rid of Bertrude. And then banished. Bertrude back. She plunges. And that's good for 30 damage, which means Shrek is holding on with 20 Pyre life. Wisty perhaps just needing one more score here. But it won't come now. Shrek likely needing 2 scores here. Perhaps it'll come from Pamitha, or perhaps the stowaway. The stowaway's throw is intercepted. Bertrude can't connect on that occasion. Stowaway lines up the throw and gets it in for 20. We have ourselves a sudden death showdown. 20 Pyre life apiece. Who will take the win? It's Bertrude, but it's not quite quick enough. Shrek with the last second save, holding on. Oh. Shrek still in possession here. Stowaway. It's been dangerous thus far. Will she be the one? Yes, she will. GG. Good match.
I thought for certain they would not. The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. All right, and let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
All right, so that was entirely up to the players, that setup there. Let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. Otherwise, we can, of course, keep it up to the players to go with whatever they'd like. But there you go. There's your first multiplayer match. I'd say one of the other things that is a big difference between multiplayer and the campaign, at least when it comes to RITE nights, when we at times get specific requests from chat, is that sometimes in the campaign you can make a point of playing with a specific team composition as much as possible. And obviously there are some times when certain exiles might not be available and you might ascend with a given exile, and then of course in that case they're no longer available at all. But in multiplayer, where you might want to adapt to what your opponent is doing, or you might have specific requests from chat, I'd say it's probably a little more common to see players mix up their teams a little bit more from match to match. I'm muted and deafened in Discord. Okay, let me change that. There we go. Should no longer be muted in Discord. Alright, but not seeing any requests from chat at the moment, so I think we might have another one here that's just up to the players to go in whatever direction they'd like. So let's get started.
The Beyonders shall take on the chastity. Welcome.
So we're at the nest.
Who shall conduct the rites?
No request, as I was saying, so still up to you two to take whatever you'd like here. So of course, if you choose, you can go with the same or very similar setup. As this time, Shrek going with a speedy Pamitha. course, up to you. If you'd like to switch it up, you can, of course, do that as well. Now Wisty goes, rekindling, maximizing that on Volfred with the quick throws. Now it's Solium's Horn on Jodariel for the extra casting capabilities. Wisty also rocking a legendary talisman, though in this case it's a power casting Snadra setup. Shrek goes for the auto-passing on a built-in Prayer Beads Rookie. Wisty goes Leech on Udmilda. Alright, here we go. Match number 2 between these two. Shrek and Wisty. Here is Wisty with Udmilda. And Udmilda getting us started with a 30 damage plunge. She is now gone for this round, though. Here comes Shrek with Pamitha. Pushes her way through and in for 20 on that plunge. But she is now gone for this round. Wisty back with Udmilda here. Volfred doesn't want it. Places the sapling down, then gets sniped. Udmilda to Snapper, back to Udmilda. Udmilda makes it in. And we'll get some Leech on this occasion, now that Wisty has taken some damage, but it does mean that, once again, Udmilda is now gone. As is Snadra, leaving just Volfred back defensively. Volfred pushing forward offensively and nearly hits the target with that throw. Now Snadra, only one back defensively. She does make the stop, though. But then trades with Rookie. Now it is a Jody versus Volfred showdown. Volfred's throw is short, although Volfred gets the rebound, only to be banished soon thereafter. Barker. He's blocked. Volfred banished. Rookie banished. Hamatha, aggressive offensively, gets the orb close to Wisty's Pyre and quickly plunges for 20.
'Tis too close to call who shall prevail as yet. How comical.
Jody, chased down by Udmilda, and Udmilda goes straight in. 25 damage plunge, 13 leech. That's the type of value that Wisty's looking for. Fulfred, he's stopped. And that means Wisty is at least momentarily defenseless here. Rookie, he's quick enough. Plunges for 20, has the built-in prayer beads. So he is back.
The orb is up.
Pamatha. Back to Jody. Back to Pamatha. She's quick, eludes one defender, and finds her way through. Means now no Pamatha, though, for Shrek. Volfred. Throw, oh, it's wide. Snadra gets rid of Jody, gets rid of the other defender as well, and that means time for Snadra here.
Flies true.
She throws for 20, that drops Shrek down to 30 Pyre Life, which means one score with Udmilda could potentially do the trick for Wisty, and nearly had it just then. But Shrek comes up with the last second stop. And plunges with Rookie, dropping Wisty down to 28, and now that means that Jody has enough damage to finish this one, although does Wisty have Rekindling from Volfred? I don't recall. Barker, or rather, Rookie plunges for 20. That's not enough to remove the initial starting Pyre Life. But Rookie is back, and Pamatha nearly was about to test that theory about how much, if any, Rekindling Wisty has, but Wisty off to the races here with Udmilda. Now slowing it down with Volfred. Udmilda back, though, and plunges for the win.
The chastity prevailed.
GG.
Their pyre nearly was extinguished there, but no.
Well played, you two.
It's ended.
All right. Well, let's head on back
Until the stars align.
and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for the next one. As we've had a couple of good rights here. Song is Shrek's choice. Anor says, Shrek, is there a specific song you'd like for us to go with here? Muted again. I know what's happening. This is actually really interesting. Okay, wait. So, you know why I'm getting muted in Discord? Because I have an auto mute hotkey for Discord, and it is either mouse button 4 or mouse button 5. I am not pressing my mouse at all when we have people in during the matches, but as you can see here, Shrek is. So it's actually Shrek who is muting me in Discord. So, and given how Shrek has one of those set as a hotkey, that is going to be a recurring theme. So I can unmute myself, but it's going to be happening over again. Knights of the Sea, Core says, because Shrek does not have a strong opinion. So Core is jumping in and claiming that song. Well, hold on. If Shrek doesn't have a strong opinion, it is Anor's song request, so I think we go for whatever Anor wants in that case, and Anor says it should be Surviving Exile, so let's do that. There we go. Okay, so we have a song request. Is there anything else we'd like to do? I'm sorry, Core, that is how it works. Anor made the request. It is by definition Anor's choice. Alright, Core. Get off your soapbox. Alright, it looks like it's just the song request here. So let's get started. Oh. Is it the boat or is it the ball of Solium? It's the boat!
Shall now
Oh
face
boy.
the chastity.
Yeah, we do also have the Never to Return, the themes available. That is true.
Who shall
Liberation Rite
conduct
themes.
the rites?
But no requests regarding your team composition here. That is still up to you both. Core, enough! Enough of this! Alright, but you do love to see this. Shrek comes in first to exile on the boat with a speedy demon, and we could be in for a treat here. How will the players choose to take advantage of the boat magic? Wisty's going Super Portal, Webbed Lanthorn, Messenger Imp. Now, full Rekindling plus Typhoon Bottle on Manly. Wisty goes for the Meta Ignarius. Shrek goes for the range throws on the Stowaway as the final choice. Whereas Wisty goes Prayer Beads on Tamitha. Alright, here we go. A boat right. We will see how this plays out as we get, whoa, dramatic series of banishments from, well, both sides, really. Both teams trying to pick up the scraps here. Messenger Imp makes his way through and plunges for 15. Might not have necessarily been Wisty's first choice of offensive exiles, as Messenger Imp is now gone. Oh, but Ignarius nearly made it in there. The Typhoon Bottle active, slowing down Tamitha. She has a long way to go here.
Now to the flame.
Now Shrek back in possession with Jody and the Stowaway. The Stowaway banished. And Wisty does have Tamitha close to the Pyre and plunging in here for 20.
The orb is up.
Messenger Imp unable to make it through that time, and the portal is seemingly on top of the water. If Wisty is to go through that portal, might even banish that exile in the process, though won't get to test that theory, as Wisty scores, and in doing so does reset the portal. Shrek with the Stowaway. Throw, lands here, good for 20. Messenger Imp goes flying. Does set a dangerous portal, but Shrek's still in possession, not for long. Wisty able to go through that portal, but with the Typhoon Bottle active, can Wisty still take advantage of this opportunity? Yes, Wisty can. And that drops Shrek down to 15 Pyre Life, but I do believe Shrek took 50 Rekindling. So Shrek is still far from going down here, as Wisty now sets up a fairly dangerous portal, but Shrek in possession. Stowaway. Oh, snipes from quite a distance. Jody. Oh, the extra boat magic gets the job done there. Helping Jody to a 30 damage plunge. Wisty gets the banishment from the throw, but then the sapling comes down and gets rid of Ignarius. Shrek, perhaps stalling, waiting for reinforcements. Here is Manly. The Wisty once again with a dangerous portal. Gets rid of one of Shrek's exiles. Shrek now with just Manly. Manly down. Wisty slowed by the Typhoon Bottle. Not that it matters much when Wisty wins the orb right next to Shrek's Pyre, but there is that big 50 rekindling.
That one almost got through.
Jody. Stowaway. Back to Manly. Jody. Manly down. The orb unclaimed, at least until Wisty scoops it back up and still had Ignarius hanging out next to the Pyre, and that means that, I believe, we're not tied, although it is possible for either player to finish this with one score. I don't believe Wisty has any rekindling. For Wisty, it could be... well, it could certainly be Tamitha to finish the job, as we see there.
They brushed aside their adversaries without too much trouble.
GG.
The rite is done.
Well played, you two. Alright, now let's head on back.
Until the next
Bonkers boat, right? We got at least a little bit of boat magic in it. And now we get that Knights of the Sea coming from Anor, although I think it was Kor who was asking that we do it a little bit earlier. So the song is locked in, but let us know if there's anything else we'd like for the next one. Otherwise, of course, we'll just leave it up to the players to take whatever they choose. Not immediately seeing anything else, though, so it looks like that'll be it.
the Beyonders versus the Chastity.
Alright, well, we're at the pit.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Which does introduce its own unique opportunities. Yeah, I'm gonna be muted every time. I'm gonna be muted every time because Shrek, you are, because of the key bindings that you have chosen, you are going to mute me every single match. So, I mean, I can unmute in between matches, but I'm going to be remuted almost immediately every time, so it's not exact. It's a Sisyphusian task. And thus the scribes have chosen. You shall be silenced, Lids. Alright, well, it's Udmilda to cast through barriers with the legendary talisman was Wisty's first choice. We saw Shrek go with the Stowaway. And now Manly with extra aura size. Sermon intro for the muted Lids. Wisty with now a Prayer Beads Bertrude. Whoa, whoa, we don't use that word here. Prayer Beads on Pamitha is Shrek's final selection. now an exploding Lady River is Wisty's final selection.
Now then, commence.
Stowaway teleports to the orb and does just enough to elude the defender and throw in between the defenders, threading the needle for 19, slightly less than her maximum. Ametha against Lady River. Lady River up to the task defensively. Udmilda sidesteps one cast, then chooses to get rid of it, and can cast through those barriers, remember. Or at least one of the crones can.
You are powerless for now.
Udmilda off the wall and yet still got banished, and oh, Wisty nearly able to connect there, but banished along with a whole bunch of other exiles just before making it through. Until eventually Wisty does make it in for a 30 damage crone plunge.
Death not given to pride just yet,
Gertrude.
Chastity.
She's banished. Stowaway banishes, then gets banished by the exploding worm. Udmilda. Just enough to avoid the opposing Harpo, and that was a throw. That was just a quick little 5 damage on that occasion. Stowaway. Ametha off the wall, but still blocked. And Gertrude connects here for 30 damage on that plunge. Udmilda. Back to Gertrude, back to Udmilda. Big cast. Now Gertrude blocked. Has it back. And this time, successful, and that means Shrek is holding on. Just 5 Pyre life here. Does have Manly. I don't recall how much rekindling, if any, Shrek took this time. Of course, on a previous occasion we saw the full 50.
The fires wane.
Here's the Stowaway. This time it is the full 20 on that throw. Or rather, Udmilda putting those piercing casts to good use. Setting up Gertrude, oh, who missed the mark on the jump. Looked like a good scoring opportunity for Wisty there, but unable to capitalize. At least not initially. And now, Shrek,
A blow against the
able to turn the table. Plunge for 20. And had prayer beads on Pamitha, so she is back. Stowaway pulls up with 15 damage this time round. That means Wisty holding on with 26, which I don't know that there's enough damage for Shrek to finish it with one go there. And there we see, yes, it is once again the full 50 rekindling for Shrek. So Wisty still needs a couple of scores, but there's one of them. Now it is possible for Wisty to finish it with one score.
Now the chastity,
Shrek just barely, I believe, does need 2. Gertrude, oh. Stowaway able to rush her down. Speaking of rushing down, Lady River causing some serious trouble here. She doesn't have enough damage, but Gertrude does.
the chastity.
GG.
They
Good game.
somehow managed to scrape by despite their adversaries' efforts.
Well played, you two.
The rite is complete.
All right. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
And Shrek comes in, chooses Arena, says it's Wisty's choice, and you're allowed anything but the boat. Then Wisty comes in and turns Customize off. Looks like we will be at the Isle of Kalimur. Customize off, of course, means randomized exiles, masteries, and talismans won't even get to see what those things are in advance. Just gonna get thrown straight into the action. Oh, and let's reset the song as well. Don't think we've gotten one yet for this go-round, unless, of course, there's something people would like to hear for this match. But that's just about the only thing we have left at this point. What with the Customize Off and Arena request already locked in. Shrek says this will be the last one. Okay, no worries. So heads up if there is anyone in chat who is interested in getting in. It looks like we'll be looking to get someone else in the near future. So make whatever preparations you need. But let's see what we end up with this time. Okay, so it is customized off.
Shall now face.
And it is that? No. That's a combination of 1 Nomad and 2 Savages. They looked awfully similar for a second there. I thought Shrek had triple Nomads for a minute, but no, that is not the case. For Wisty, it's 1 Harp, 1 Sap, and 1 Imp. We did see the extra starting Pyre Life from a Talisman on Shrek's side, I believe. So we know that much. And Black Hoof as well on Almer. Ooh, that is not a good sign for Shrek. Not a great exile to be unable to hold the orb. Stowaway can, though. Shadow Stowaway, if you will. But with her raiment colors. Here is Palmas. He can't make it through. Snadra. Back to Ulmer, but Ulmer can't hold it. Snadra gets cornered. Tamitha. She makes it through. Plunges for 20, and there we see, as I was saying, 130 starting Pyre Life for Shrek. Given one of the talismans. Everyone down on Wisty's end. So there is a bit of an opportunity here. Oh, but Snadra, momentum takes her into the sapling aura, and looks like that opportunity may be gone now. Ooh, except suddenly everyone down once again on Wisty's side. Shrek sees that Wisty is about to get someone back. Oh, it is a super portal. That's not enough for Tizo to make an escape here. Oh, and the throw is slightly short, but Snadra has Kerfang, picks up the orb, plunges, and gets an extra 8 damage out of it. So that's a happy surprise for Shrek. Stowaway. Her throw. That lands for 20. And the thing is, Ulmer, I believe, does have the salute to teleport to the orb, but that's significantly less useful when you cannot pick up the orb with that exile.
The orb is up.
Wisty gets it back, plunges for 20. Dangerous portal for Wisty now. Trying to lock Shrek in with the help of that sapling, and starting to do so here. But down goes Palmas, and down goes the sapling along with it. Wisty, however, with another dangerous portal, though Wisty defenseless at the moment. Palmas does make a return, does intercept the throw. Uses the portal, but Shrek had it covered.
Patience, reader.
Shrek with Snadra. Snadra's throw is intercepted, but she has it back here, and no one to stop her. Throws for 15 also got 8 leech out of that, which actually tells us a lot about Snadra's masteries. It's a lot on the left side, if not entirely left side. Tizo banishes, then gets banished. Tamitha retreats, waits for some reinforcements, gets some, might be eyeing that portal. Oh, but the portal gets reset right as Wisty's about to go through it. Does still get infinite stamina out of it. That's not enough to avoid getting banished. Wisty with Palmas. Palmas walks it in, plunging for 25. The rare sap plunge. It does mean that Wisty is now down 1 exile. Banishes 1 with Tamitha, and Tamitha makes it through. This time plunging for 20. Palmas sidesteps a couple of casts. Tries to retreat within the safety of all those imps, and well shielded. But Palmas does eventually go down, and Tamitha is now gone in this round, so that means at the moment, Wisty is defenseless, although, oh, Ulmer is the one who can't pick up the orb. Wisty with Tizo. Now Palmas. Perhaps not the most offensive of duos, but Tizo does make it in for 15. Means now he is gone. But Tamitha has made her return. She's banished, though. As is Palmas. And now there's an opportunity here, and Snadra may have enough damage to finish this. She has 28 damage, yes. However, Wisty did have 10 rekindling from Palma, so Wisty holding on, although one score at this point, very likely all that Shrek would need. Wisty banishes the entirety of Shrek's team. Here is Palmas. Palmas's throw, oh, is wide. The stowaway gets chased through a sea of imps and somehow makes it through unscathed, buying enough time to get off the winning throw.
Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Well played, you two. We'll head on back.
Until the next rite.
I think Shrek was saying that was going to be the last match. So do we have anyone who is able to swap in for Shrek here? And GG, Shrek. Good to get you in. And here, I will kick you from Steam Remote Play. That way you are free. We can keep the game running on our end. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Good to have you. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, basically I just can kick you from it. I think you should be able to tab out, and there's a tab in Steam where you can leave yourself. But yeah, if you quit the game or press the X button in the corner or anything like that, you also close it on my computer. Deafened Lids is your favorite Lids? Look, Core, it doesn't make a difference for you because you're in chat. Alright, Wisty has to go as well. Well, thanks for stopping by, Wisty. Good to have you too. GG's. I will free Wisty as well in that case. So Wisty has already been freed, as it turns out. Both players have ascended. That does, however, mean we have a couple of spots we're looking to fill in here. So are there a couple of people who would like to get in for some matches? And now I can unmute myself in Discord and remain unmuted. Although, I don't know, chat is saying maybe the best Lids is a muted Lids. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Alright, and in the meantime, we'll set ourselves back to our defaults. But yeah, is there anyone who'd like to get in here? Because both of our previous players had to head out. So we have a couple spots to fill at the moment. And I suppose at this rate, we've been going long enough that if we wanted to, yeah, we could get people back in even if they were playing earlier. So yeah, we can get Core. That works. Do we have anyone else who would like to tag along with Core here? As we will still be looking for one more. Hey, Core.
How's it going?
Long time no see.
Are you gonna deafen for me?
I don't know. It depends if you press the
Mouse?
R.
Button 5?
Which one is it? I don't even know which one it is.
Kind of
It's either 5 or 4. Oh, hey. How's it going, iRotor? Sneaky, stealthy iRotor play.
I don't even have a mouse button 5, I think.
This is why this has not happened before. It is not often that other people are using the mouse button 5 as one of their key bindings, and also it is only fairly recently that I set that up to be a mute button.
When I drive up to Massachusetts.
And physically press
Your mouse button.
my
5.
mouse 5 button.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Please don't.
When am I gonna make a sudden in-person RITE NITE special guest?
Would you be offended if I said never?
Well, I'm gonna surprise you, so it's not a question of permission, it's a question of when.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. Alright, well...
So I'm neither player 1 or player 2, it seems.
Oh, hold on. Something appears to have just changed.
I am player 1.
Are you now player 2, iRotor?
No.
Okay. Let's investigate. Let's see. Well, what have we learned? Player 3 is now player 1. I'm pretty sure that earlier today, player 3 was player 2. So, you know, all logic goes out the window. Is player 4 actually player 2? Let's find out. How's that, iRotor?
I am nothing as well.
Oh. For some... Wait, did
It didn't improve for me either.
I did move iRotor. I didn't change core at all. For some reason, moving iRotor to 4 also changed core.
Sounds
All right.
about right.
Yep. This makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. I don't know. I'm gonna just shift you both over 1. See how that works.
I am player 1.
Okay. Core is player 1. iRotor might... Oh, there we go. That's something. Perfect. Perfect.
I am no longer player 1.
What? What did you do?
I didn't. Okay, I'm back.
What was that all about?
I don't know. I just it wasn't working.
Okay, well, Core is player 1. iRotor is player 2. Core is not the Beyonders, and iRotor is not the Chastity. We have Core at Firehearts, and we have iRotor as the Withdrawn. Okay, there we go. Alright, so Core's been playing a few matches already today, but it is iRotor's first match of the day, so take that however you will. If there's anything request-wise you'd like to do, not seeing anything immediately here, so maybe we give iRotor a little bit of a chance to warm up before we throw anything too crazy his way. So let's get started then.
Hey, I have a question, Lids.
Why do I feel like this is not a question I'm going to want to answer?
No, it's fine. It's just a Twitch thing. Like, can you like check how many like channel points people have?
I don't think I can. Maybe there's some way to do it, but I don't know of it. Well, Core will start with an exploding Gilman.
Well, I was just because you were talking about requests, and I was just thinking like, how many channel points would it take for me to request for you to give me a date, or a range of dates? Just just any dates, not related to anything, Do you want to answer that?
Well, I do have, on my end, I technically have infinite lid coin. So that's the scale. We have whatever everyone else has, and then I have infinite.
Yeah, so how much would someone have to use? What would be the price?
You trying to buy me out here, Core?
No, it's not a game of poker. It's a shop. It's your Falcon Rana purchasing a black wagon, so to speak.
Core goes for a power casting Snadra. iRotor goes Speedy Viz Paleth. Wait, hold on a second. Go back to the other page. Why is... Oh, no, never mind. Ignore me. Alright, Core goes Can Singularity on Stowaway as his final choice. Yeah.
I don't even have Sacred Bond.
Okay, for what it's worth, the reason why I hesitated for a second there, Core, was because when you were on the talisman selection screen, the legendary talismans were all lit up for the Stowaway, including ones that were specific to other classes, which made it look as though the Stowaway would have been able to take Solium's Horn, for example. So, it just made me stop and wonder for a second. The Core...
I don't hear anything from Deafened, Liz.
I don't think I'm deafened right now, because I don't believe anyone is using that same key binding anymore. So I believe Core is trying to fool me, but perhaps I'm wrong. Vids. Now Ulmer jumps over the defender and plunges in for 20. Gilman. He goes down. Pyre brings everyone back. Only for 2 out of 3 exiles to be banished soon thereafter. Ulmer tries to bring back Vids, but unable to do so. Headwind brings someone back, but in the meantime, Core plunges for 15. But he is now down 1 Gilman. And Pyre jumps in here for 20. That was with Ulmer, and he is back because he had prayer beads. Core with Seize Chance active means he gets 25 damage off of this throw. Stowaway leaps and cuts the throw a little bit short here. It's 11 on this occasion. Vids for Pyre. Knocks back 1 defender. Still pressing forward here. But dispossessed just before reaching the Pyre. Gets it back, only to be banished right in front of the Pyre. Almost a double banishment there from Headwind. Does rush down the second defender eventually, although now Core biding his time, waiting till he gets the Stowaway back. Here she is. Doesn't quite get the false step he was looking for there. Instead, it's Pyre who's doing the plunging here. Vids. Knocks back 1 defender, but gets shoulder smashed by the other. Gilman. Back to the Stowaway. Stowaway down, but that's the false step. And combined with the Stunning Claim, that's the combo that Core's looking for, although cuts the throw slightly short there, just 19 rather than the full 20. Vids. Oh, rather, Gilman ended up with the orb there. Fooled me. Now it's Vids. Trying to knock back the defenders, does so just enough to create a window of time to plunge in for 30, and that drops Core down to 10 Pyre life. So Pyre looking for just about anything to finish the job now, but won't be able to use Vids. Can't quite make it happen with Ulmer there. Here's Snadra. She plunges for 20. Also leeches 10 back for Core. Still possible for Pyre to finish this with 1 score, though slightly more difficult now. Oh, and Seize Chance was active, so that was possible for Core to win it with that plunge, or rather that throw. He cut it slightly short, though. That was the difference between winning in that score right there, or falling 2 points shy, and that is all the opportunity Pyre needed to finish the job.
Or you could say they managed to avoid.
Also, the slack is really bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not great.
The ceremony is
Dude, like,
complete.
it's such a jittery.
Yeah.
It's not like stream spikes, but it's like 0.2 second spikes, like all the time.
Until the stars.
Okay, I mean, I can try uninviting, re-inviting you
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, leave me in. I think I'm fine.
Okay, I'll at least give that a shot with Pyre. Let's just quickly double check, make sure that Core's still player 1, iRotor's still player 2. Looks like that's the case.
I'm so player 2.
Okay, nice. So let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to do for this next match. Otherwise, we'll just leave it up to the players to take whatever they want.
I'm also not sure if it's really better, but we'll see it.
Oh, snap. We don't see this very often. Shrek comes in and requests all of the Titan stars, but also is choosing exiles. Okay, that is not all. Player 1 chooses player 2's exiles. Okay, this is interesting. Once upon a time, we used to see this more often. People requesting Titan stars on one end and then doing some other thing to hinder the other team. So how will these two things balance out? So all Titan stars will certainly make Core's life a little more difficult here, but Core is then choosing iRotor's exiles, so presumably Core would try to find some way to make it more difficult for iRotor. Do those two things equal out? I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's really only bot is that. Everything else doesn't matter.
This is true.
Sure. Let me think.
So is it just exiles or also masteries and talismans?
It's
I
an
guess
exiles request at the moment.
Silvius, horse-headed. Biolantheus.
Can I see some of these? Just so I can remind myself.
Shoulders.
Okay, see if Shax, which is the if everyone gets banished, they all come back.
Right, okay.
The Black Claw effect without the drawback, +8 to every stat, -30 Pyre life for you, +30 for me.
Built-in prayer beads, built-in leech.
That's so
Yeah, I got it.
illegal.
Yeah, additional Pyre damage, because why not?
The Pyre Hearts.
Alright, well it is also Core's least favorite arena.
Lovely.
Welcome.
So the lag doesn't really
Who
sound
shall
better,
conduct
which,
the rites?
Ooh, okay.
And then one fall. Definitely not a good map for this.
So Core
Here we
planning
go. This is
his
the
own
same.
exiles. He goes Titan Tooth, okay.
Alright, you are picking card. Yeah, this is what you do actually. I do Titan Tooth, Harp, and then I choose his exiles, and it's game over.
He's planning both his own exiles and iRotor's exiles. Does
No,
iRotor have a
that's
way to answer it though?
It
He
doesn't matter, it doesn't matter.
answers Titan Tooth with a Titan Tooth. I feel like it's thematically fitting that with a Titan Stars match, we have both players immediately taking Titan Tooth. Core takes Leech and Crone Salute.
Card, yeah.
It's like he knew. Right, iRotor goes Exploding Barker. Core's final choice. We'll go Leeching Ignarius.
You can go, yeah, Curry, that's fine.
Alright, and it'll be triple curse, so Core has requested all of iRotor's exiles, but iRotor is getting the benefit of every single Titan star. Extra starting Pyre Life, reduced Pyre Life for Core, built-in Leech, built-in auras when he has the orb, whole bunch of +8 to every stat, so a whole bunch of stuff here. We will see how those things balance out as he takes even more starting Pyre life. Here we go.
Commence.
There's the Titan Tooth. Core with Pamitha. And only Pamitha. Tries to flap away.
Lovely.
Does get the Titan Tooth stun and then swaps over to Ignarius. Here is Ignarius. Knocks back one of the defenders, but Iroder able to respond in time. Core switches to the Crone throw, and it was off target. Could see the idea there, but didn't quite work out. Dalbert loops around. He's stunned with Titan Tooth, and that means perhaps an opportunity here for Crone throw, but once again it's off target. Iroder with Barker pushed away and then explodes, taking out the defender. Bertrude to Iggy. Back to Bertrude. Bertrude down. Iggy banishes one. But Dalbert's on the move. He loops around. He's Titan Tooth stunned. Pamitha back to Iggy. Iggy stopped. Banishes one defender.
Just stop.
Slowed by the second and can't quite make it work until Core eventually settles for a 30 damage prone plunge. But because it was a plunge, it means he's now without Bertrude. Iroder momentarily stunned by Titan Tooth. Iggy plods forward, but not quickly enough to avoid Dalbert. Dalbert gets some stamina back, makes his move, and now it is a double Titan Tooth stun, and Core unable to switch out of it with the Crone Salute because he didn't have anyone to switch to. Until now. And that's the combo it appears that Core is looking to pull off. Does make it happen that time, but it now means Ignarius is gone. So now switches into Bertrude. Bertrude is blocked. Iroder stunned with Titan Tooth. Pamitha switches back to Bertrude, but she stopped. Iroder did have someone next to the Pyre, although that character was quickly banished, and Core tried for the quick counterattack, but didn't quite work out for him, and now it is Iroder plunging for 25.
Now to the flame.
Pamitha switches to Bertrude. Bertrude able to plunge. 25 damage there, along with a little bit of leech. How very Iggy. Back to Pamitha. Back to Iggy. Banishes one defender. Iggy switches and plunges. Good for 30 damage and 15 leech, and that leech is certainly starting to add up here. Pamitha back to Bertrude. Bertrude straight in. Good for 30. And she also had some leech. Titan Tooth stuns Core this time. So 25 damage for Iroder, and remember, I believe Iroder has, yes, built-in leech on all of his characters, and there's the Crone Salute, though! And there it is!
Yeah.
GG.
They overwhelmed their adversaries utterly. The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two. Alright, let's head back.
Until the next round.
I was thinking about giving you like all three, and then I was thinking about getting what's it called? Throne, Stubborn Flame. I was thinking about, but I don't think I needed it. I think I needed more damage.
Okay, and Nora's now choosing Exiles. Let's turn Customize, or rather, Titan Stars off. We will... Okay, bot time, order does matter. While you guys are starting to set up the bots, I'm just gonna do a quick little match to remove the Titan Stars hangover effect.
The Pyre Hearts.
I think that's as far as we need to go. So let's see. Head over for the randomized bot rolls here, which was for exiles, talismans. Let's see what we end up with. So for Iroder, it's Raji with Aoob's Wing. Hey, that actually works. Gareth with Righteous Flame. The Stowaway with Living Flame. Core has Headwind with Nutrition Stick. That does not work. Deluge with Titan Tooth. Dalbert with Righteous Flame. A couple of Righteous Flames here. And looks like Sunken Shadow is the reroll on Headwind's Talisman. So those are the setups. Let's see, and then was there anything else? The song is Iroder's Choice. Oh, wait, no, Core's Choice, then Iroder's Choice. Core goes Grand Ceremony. Okay. I think we're good to go then.
I'll come. The Pyre hearts shall confront the withdrawn. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, so we know the exiles, we know the talismans, we know the order,
Sir Gilbert.
but the masteries are still up to the players. There is some room to customize however they see fit in that way.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm not thinking.
The Pyre hearts.
I said order matters, right?
yes, order did matter. Okay, I did not catch if you did it in the wrong order. Also,
No,
yes.
I didn't do it at all.
Who shall
Oh.
conduct
Oh,
Yeah.
the rites?
but you did call the arena. You did call the arena with Grand Ceremony. Now we have the correct exile setup, so it's a very defensive headwind there.
What happened was I saw Gladen, so the dopamine hit. And
Oh,
I
of
thought we were doing
course.
bot time.
Exile.
Okay, so next is Sir Deluge. Titan Tooth. Okay, cool.
Sir Deluge.
Oh, careful. Yep, there you go. Remember, the talisman is locked in here.
I know, but I transform like I'm just.
I just see you eyeing the Star Splinter. I don't think that's what
No,
you got.
I. What was Righteous Flame again? I'm completely like.
It's the leech, the 10 leech.
Ah, okay. I've sort of living in Righteous Flame.
I see.
Then I thought Living
Oh,
Flame is
oh,
that
wait,
one, and then
wait.
I thought Flame Lead.
You have Living Flame, I have Righteous Flame. Yeah, I have Righteous Flame.
Oh, I
Oh no,
have
you have
also
both. You have
Righteous
both. Okay, I see.
Exile.
So many flames. It's almost like the name of the game is about a flame.
Dalbert.
I think it's the blue one. No, it's the orange one. It's the orange one in the middle. Should be living here.
Alright, there we go. We've sorted out which flame is which, and we're ready to go. Teams that are randomized from the bot.
That's illegal. Don't do that.
We knew what they were in advance. iRotor
It's illegal.
getting started with a 25 damage plunge. Core cries foul.
Wait. No, don't do that. Wait, I need leech.
Core does get that leech, throwing it in for 20 and getting 10 Pyre life back. Headwind, banished. Gareth,
Quite the close call there, no?
Dalbert, quick,
Dalbert plunged into the
plunges for
adversary
15 and gets 10 leech as well. Raji, thought about moving aggressively toward the Pyre, does banish everyone, and has time to go in himself and has 25 damage. He is now gone for this round though, not that that matters much, as now iRotor are able to plunge for 20 and get 10 leech as well in the process from Gareth. Stowaway taken out, that means iRotor is defenseless at the moment. And time for Headwind to throw for 20 and leech for 10.
into the fire.
Headwind threatening. Raji unable to avoid. Headwind nearly made it all the way through, but couldn't quite. Now it's Gareth. Oh, and he black magic jumps his way in with extreme style.
The withdrawn are now favored to prevail.
Stowaway trying to follow suit, but gets Titan Tooth stunned. And that's just enough time for Core to throw for 14 and get a little bit of leech as well. Headwind banished. Deluge banished. But Delbert scores for 15, and I believe he also had leech. A lot of point swings here as both players have significant sources of leech. So no lead is safe.
A rude predicament.
Now Core defenseless. Means time for a full 25 damage imp throw. And we are just about tied here. Albert comes back quickly from the lucky break. Here he is. But he's stopped. Gareth avoids the cast, but gets shoulder smashed. Headwind. Back to Dalbert. Waits for the stamina to return. Loops around. Gets a quick little 6 damage throw off there, but gets some leech as well. So still decent value for Core. Headwind. He's stopped. Dalbert. He is as well. Gareth. Avoids banishment. And follows it up. 20 damage, 10 leech.
The Pyre Heart's adversaries gained an edge.
Headwind, banished. Dalbert scores for 15, 10 leech.
Fire on each side. Into the adversary's flame.
And the point swings and lead changes continue. Raji sees an opening, but his throw is intercepted. Core, 15 damage from an unblockable throw. It does land, and it drops iRotor down to 10. Now, as we were saying, of course, iRotor does have leech, but unless and until he makes that happen, it is possible for Core to finish this with one score. iRotor stalls. Has that infinite stamina, so hard for Core to chase him down. Rotor wins it back. Now there's only one defender. Rotor does eventually lose Raji. And now just the stowaway back defensively. So Core with numbers plunges for the win.
Good game. That info's so scary.
The scribes themselves surely have taken
GG.
note. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Can we make this
played,
the
you two.
penultimate one?
Yeah, if you guys need to head out,
This one's getting late.
it's getting pretty late.
Until the stars.
Or maybe we can just make this one actually the lib right, and then you can just choose the song.
Yeah, do we want to make this the Liberation Rite?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I think we had... What was it? We had a song request, which I think was going to be iRotor's song choice. So iRotor, if you have a preferred type of Never to Return, you're welcome to choose it here. Of course, could be your own, but up to you.
Let's do Fade.
Oh, okay. Mixing it up a little bit, I see. Alright, so that means this will be the final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. No requests from chat for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams to finish things off in style. Let's go.
I bid you welcome, exiles. Welcome to the fall of Solium. Here you may yet prove your worth. Prevail and step closer to freedom. Fireheart, stand ready. The withdrawn, stand ready. The rite shall begin forthwith.
Alright, so as we were saying, this will be our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. No requests from chat, so both players just taking their preferred teams. And it is, I believe that was a quick throwing talisman on Manly there, as Core's lead. iRotor goes Prayer Beads on Ulmer. Now, a Speedy Udmilda is Core's second selection. iRotor goes Speedy Vizpaleth. Last choice for Core is Exploding Gilman. And iRotor finishes with extra Pyre Life on a saluting Zoxiana. Alright, so here we go, our final rite of the night. Core on the left representing the Pyre Hearts, iRotor on the right representing the Withdrawn. Best of luck to you both.
dangerously close. Olmer plunged into the fires of his foe. The withdrawn hunger to prevail. Out. Engulfed within the aura. Glory to the scribes. Now go on just once more. Oh. And there it is at last.
And there it is.
Drawn
Good game.
proved their
GG's.
worth. Rather convincingly, I must admit.
Well played, you two.
Thus ends the
Of course I can
liberation
hard
rite.
Well, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you everybody who gave us the request today in chat as well. Hey, Bloody Princess, thanks for stopping by. And we did in fact get a new player today, and that's always good to see. So, well, I will jump out of Discord, but I will catch you guys next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Adios. Whatcha? Alright, well, as I was saying, that is going to be our final rite of the night, but thank you everybody who participated in the rites, and thank you everybody who gave us the requests in chat as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, and if you're interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on, I think I was about to spell that incorrectly, hold on, that link right there. My name is Lids. I'm hosting these Rite Nights. My streaming schedule is Fridays, we're doing Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer, Saturdays, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, and then Sundays, Pyre multiplayer, of course. Then Lids Vids on YouTube as well, posting the VODs for all those streams, so if you missed anything, you can catch it there as well. Also, recently did a Helldivers 2 video, and looking to record a few more of those, so be on the lookout for more of that happening soon. Maybe we'll even find some time to stream it sometime. Who knows? But if you haven't done so yet already, of course you can also hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. Also follow me on Twitter at LidsVids. I post there when I go live as well, but actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my Discord, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. But that's going to be it for me for tonight, so thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll catch you next time.